What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Unconformed, welcome to the club. If you have never been here before, this is a Liverpool fan channel where we talk all things Liverpool. Today, we are talking about Liverpool versus Bournemouth, and what a game. I mean, honestly, you cannot ask for anything more if you're a Liverpool fan to the start of Arne Slot's era. I mean, five victories out of six results and two goals scored against you, one against Milan and then one in that loss at Anfield. But this is how you want the team to react. And you can see that the team is starting to take on the characteristics of the manager, right? Before, under Jurgen Klopp, at times we would get very emotional, right? In games like this where, maybe we risk going down early. Sometimes we kind of get frantic and frazzled, and all the team has to do is play in a low block, and then they solve us. Today, we kept level-headed. We stuck to the game plan even after a few scares in the match. And honestly, Bournemouth are lucky to not have scored today. They actually looked very good, and they shouldn't be hanging their heads at all. Their players played very well, and they were one of the dark horses that I mentioned in my wild predictions video, that I think the league should look out for. They looked actually really good, but Liverpool were just better. They were clinical today, and that's something that we haven't been able to say very often, especially last season, when talking about Liverpool's forwards, especially the two goal scorers today, Luis Diaz and Darwin Nunez, who look to have found their finishing touch under Arne Slot. Hallelujah, right? I've always said that Luis Diaz is starting to look, he's starting to look like the player that we know that he can be, right? And I've always said that if Luis Diaz can get his finishing in order, he can become one of the best left wingers in the world and has a lot of attributes that are similar to Neymar. I know that's kind of crazy. And I say a lot of crazy stuff. Like Ryan Gravenberch is going to be the best defensive midfielder in the Premier League this season. It looks like that might be true as long as he continues to perform the way that he does. And we'll talk about Ryan in a sec. But Luis Diaz is starting to put it together. And one thing that I noticed is that he's not dribbling himself into a corner. He's starting to dribble himself into attacking positions, right? And that's just one of many things that I've noticed about Luis Diaz. And right now, dare I say, he is the best, not just left winger in the Premier League, but the best winger in the Premier League. And he plays with Mohamed Salah. Let's keep that in mind. 6 goal contributions in his first 6 games. You cannot ask for anything more from Lucho. He responds to Cody Gakpo by putting on a scintillating performance of himself just a few days after Cody Gakpo absolutely ran Milan into the ground. Those are just one of the many things that we're going to be talking about today. We're going to break it down into more detail. But before we get into that, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. If you are new to the Unconformed family, make sure that you put down in the comments where you're watching from. We love to know where everybody is. This family is it's expanding across the entire globe. We saw some people from Dublin. Shout out to Dublin, and some people from Mali and Singapore. It's kind of getting all over the place. So really, really love everybody that has decided to subscribe to the channel in the past week. Thank you so much. It does not go on deaf ears. I try to answer every single comment or have a conversation with all of you. And that is going to be the difference between our channel and everybody else's, is that here your voice is heard. We can have real conversations over the team that we love, Liverpool FC. But let's get into the match review, okay? So the Nunez goal. And I've been saying this the past couple weeks, if you've been following the channel for a little bit, if Darwin Nunez can get it together and become the striker that we need him to be, it's going to be hard for Liverpool to be stopped, especially with the way that Luis Diaz is playing, Cody Gakpo is playing on that left-hand side, and then Mohamed Salah is having some phenomenal games, very unlucky to not get a goal today. And I was talking about Gyökeres, I was talking about Haaland, those type of players that can create goals from nothing, that literally you pass the ball into them and somehow they put it into the back of the net. We need those types of players, that type of striker in this team. And if Darwin can continue to develop his skills in those areas, that left-footed finish is outrageous. Outrageous. And what I love about that is the defender did not see that coming because he thought he was going to cut in on the right side or make a phenomenal finish by Darwin. And you could see how much it meant to him. And I am a big, big, big Darwin supporter, but I've been calling him out in these past couple weeks, and so has Arne Slot, and he challenged him, and he redeemed himself today and answered the call. And that's the one thing that I love about these Liverpool players, and what I'm seeing from these Liverpool players is that when Arne is calling them out, they immediately are responding. Sabasai did it last week. Darwin did it this week. Konate did it when he was benched for Kwanzaa, right? And now, and we're going to talk about Konate. We're going to talk about Ibu. I think he was the best player on the pitch today. And I think Ibu's passing is very underrated right now. His passing today was spot on. I'm not even talking about the assist. That was Trent-esque type of stuff. But just watching him operate almost in a right back position, an advanced right back position, as Trent wanders everywhere around the field. And we'll talk about Trent in a little bit as well, and what I think Arne has kind of instructed him to do. But Ibu was my man of the match today. We'll get that over with early. I know a lot of people were saying Mac, who was outstanding today. Untouchable in midfield again. Gravenberch. Him and Gravenberch together are a perfect foil for each other. And it's almost like it's almost like Ryan doesn't even play the six, to be honest. They trade. They go back and forth on who's going to be the deep line midfielder and who's going to maraud forward and carry the ball. And they both pop up all around the pitch. It's hard to really say that there's a designated six in this Arne Slot system, which I love. And I think a lot of modern football has been so reliant on these strict positionings that you play this position and you play this position. And I think Pep Guardiola is a little bit guilty for that, where Arne Slot's side, it's mercurial. It's a moment by moment. It depends on who's going to be the six in them. I saw Darwin Nunez popping up and putting tackles in deep midfield. Dominic Szoboszlai, you know what I mean? And I think football should be free, tactically, like that, right? Which I love about Arne Slot. Strict out of possession, free in possession, which he said that he was going to be doing a lot. And you can start seeing this Liverpool team starting to gel with his style of play. They look dangerous, guys. I know a lot of people are trying to write us off and say, oh, it's early on. Oh, it's just Bournemouth. Oh, it's just this team. Oh, it's just that team. AC Milan are out of form. We look dangerous right now. And I think if we didn't get that bad result at Anfield, I think there'd be more chatter about us right now in the league. But I like staying under the radar. I love stringing together wins and results and bouncing back after defeats and staying under the radar. And then when the time comes, we show up, right? Liverpool might have the 4 best wingers in the world right now. Definitely in the Premier League. Chiesa's little camo got me excited, as I'm sure it probably got you guys excited. Immediately creates a chance for himself and was involved and busy right away. And that's what you want from somebody coming off the bench who knows he's going to be probably more of an impact player, who may get a start here or two. I expect him to get more minutes, maybe even start in that West Ham game that's coming up in the League Cup. But to have a Chiesa and a Gakpo coming off the bench when the other opposition is already tired is ridiculous, guys. And we didn't even sub on Diogo Jota. And that's what I love about the way that we moved in the transfer window. Could we added more? Absolutely. But I love the depth in attack. And giving Ryan more minutes and more time in the midfield, being a little bit thin there, actually hasn't backfired on us yet. It's actually brought the best out of Ryan, and I think the best out of Maka as well. And it seems as though Ryan Gravenberch has finally figured out that he's 6'3", and some of the play that he has had separating the opponent from the ball with his body, then using his athleticism and his fluidity in play to get away from the defenders after he's taken the ball from them is second to none. And I really hope that continues, right? And Curtis Jones. Let's talk about Curtis Jones. His little cameo was actually really good. He actually looked really good. More advanced versus in that number 8 position that he played a lot with Jurgen Klopp. Long may it continue, especially with Harvey Elliott out for the next couple weeks. Bournemouth actually looked dangerous today. And I know I mentioned that before, but they looked dangerous today. And they just missed that clinical touch. And you can't make those mistakes against Liverpool, especially at Anfield. And Anfield, actually to bring up, was much better today. I was hearing them a lot more so in full voice. And let's hope we can amp that up even more, even though the style of play is a lot different from the rock and roll type of style of play we had with Klopp. We can still get behind this. I know that our fans are the best in the world, and we will continue to improve in terms of the environment and atmosphere in Anfield. Still one of the best in the world, I trust. And Trent Alexander-Arnold. I know we said that we were going to bring him up a little bit again later, and it seems that Arne Slot has kind of given him the license to just kind of go anywhere he wants. Because I know Arne has mentioned, I believe it was this past week, that he is one of those players that makes the impossible possible. That when there is no way, he finds a way to create chances and opportunities. And 100 goals and assists as a right back is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, he has more assists than Eden Hazard, who is perennial considered the best playmaker to ever grace the Premier League. So what does that make Trent, right? Kind of funny how that whole thing works. Gakpo looked really good. Bright spot coming in from his fantastic display at Milan. These players seem determined to make a name for themselves, make a mark in this Liverpool team under Arne Slot, and I love to see it. They are proving this manager that they can trust him. And lastly, let's talk about Quivin Callagher, who was a great step in for Alisson today. And it's rare that you find a team with not only 2 world-class center backs, and I think Callagher is world-class, and I think that he will end up getting a move away at the end of this season, but now 3 in Gigi Mamardashvili. We're spoiled at Liverpool, and I don't think we even understand how spoiled we are with how great this team, and how I really just want to key in on how smart this team is to be able to move from one style of play to another so seamlessly and make Arne's job easy. I think there needs to be more credit to how intelligent their ball knowledge, their ball IQ, and in-game situational awareness is with the entire team needs to be laid on these players. Everyone looks like they've gone up a step and a level, and they have just been able to adapt to this style of play so damn quick. Much improved over the last couple games, even though there really wasn't a whole ton to really improve on. If we never got that unfortunate result at Anfield, I think we'd be having a different story. 1 defeat in 6 for Arne. Hard to say that this is not a top-class start for his life at Liverpool. So what's next, right? We have West Ham in the League Cup. I think we get a result. I know they lost today at Chelsea. I think we get a result out of that. I think some of the other players will start getting run in. I wouldn't be surprised to see Nunez start that game. Maybe Chiesa get a start and Gakpo start that game as well. I think we'll stick with Gravenberch, and I think Jones will probably get a run in. He looked good today, guys. It's like that Thanos meme. I may have judged you a little bit too harshly. You know what I mean? I may have judged you a little bit too harshly, Curtis Jones. You're actually a baller. So we're going to need him, especially with this run of games and with Harvey being injured. We need him to perform at these levels. So I love to see it. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and consider joining the channel. A lot of really nice freebies. You'll get access to the podcast early. If you go that one level up, you can become a moderator in the podcast and join that list as a call-in co-host once we start that in the fall. You'll also get access to some of the merch that we're going to be dropping in the fall. We're coming out with hoodies and t-shirts, and they're going to be really high quality. You guys are going to love those things. You guys will get a 25% discount on those when you become a member of the channel. So I appreciate all of you. Again, thank you all for deciding to subscribe from the last video. And again, if you decide to subscribe to this video by any chance, if you love this type of content, you love hearing from me, or you love interesting Liverpool takes, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell. We're going to be bringing more and more content every single week. That West Ham game, of course, we're going to have a live reaction, and then we're going to do our live podcast on Tuesday as well. So don't miss out on these things. Appreciate you all. If you're new here, welcome to the club. And who is your man of the match? Who is your man of the match? Comment down below. Thank you, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace. Boom.